Hey guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? It is Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of 7 Around 7. Would not be totally shocked if your priority right now is to be watching the men's French Open final. So I'm assuming that. I'm assuming we'll have probably no one on during the live part of this today, but got a message for you that if you do listen to the replay later on, I hope will resonate with you. And look, before we get into that today, down below in the description area, 98.6, there is a link that will take you over to Dave Doherty's high performance men's tennis clothing, 98.6, unique material and somehow reasonably priced. Dave's also generously offering us a 15% discount off of your first order. That link is right down below. Shorts, shirts, hats, go for it, right, guys? Okay, look, short message today. And I got this, actually, my oldest daughter, Georgie, probably 10 years ago. This is before she got her master's. And she was, working as a yoga instructor. And there was a day when her class showed up, and it just kind of seemed like a lot of the students in the class were just kind of lethargic on that day for whatever reason. And she kind of stopped everything and just sort of said, guys, your efforts today, who are you dedicating your efforts to today? We got to get you out of your whatever you're in, your ego or whatever it is, and get you thinking about someone else. And for me, when I remember her sharing that story with me, and it got me thinking about a couple of big matches that I played in the finals. And actually my first one was, the first time it happened was my first gold ball match, which was actually back in the 35s in the men's doubles. And this was right after, about a year after, the guy who put me on the map in so many different ways, Tom Stowe, he had passed away. And I'd had 18 months working with Tom, going from literally zero to 18 months. And now here I am. That was in 81, 82. He passes away in 83. In 84, I find myself in the finals of the men's 35 hardcore doubles with Robbie Olsen. But I just remember that match really kind of not feeling a lot of pressure, because all I was thinking about was Mr. Stowe. All I was thinking about what he had given me. And so I just kind of made up my mind without even consciously deciding that's what I was going to do during that match. I was just going to go, you know what, Mr. Stowe, I don't know how this is going to turn out today. I can't obviously control the outcome. But what I can do today is I can be dedicating my efforts today to you. And, that's what I did. And at the end of the match, probably played the best tennis of my life. We ended up winning the finals 6-1, 6-2. And, afterwards, didn't want to, I did eventually, but my first thought was not going to call my mom, not going to call my dad, not going to call anyone else. The only person I want to call is Mr. Stowe, and just kind of, thank you so much for what you've given me. And so it was kind of bittersweet for me. But one thing that did was help me get my ego out of what I was doing that day in the finals. And then I'll remember Maya and I played the finals of the clay court, the husband-wife clay courts. God, this is probably, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. And we were thinking about we were sitting in the hotel room before we were about to leave to go play the match. And we just kind of had we just sort of coincidentally both had the same thought, which is we were talking about a friend of ours, Ed, who was sick and not doing well. And one of us just said to the other, hey, why don't we just dedicate today's efforts to Ed? And so we both said, yeah, that sounds good. So never forget. We played a long, tough match. The conditions were miserable. It was misty. It was cold, kind of windy. and the clay was kind of gooey in certain spots, and the balls were just monsters. They were huge, right? And but we would, from time to time, probably once a game, we would just remind ourselves after a point, hey man, today's all about Ed. Today is all about Ed. And I think for both of us in that match, it got us out of our, got us away from our ego, which is, look, when I don't care how big the match is. It could be that, this is like, a club match, or maybe it's a league match for, some kind of a big team thing, or maybe it's a tournament, or maybe, you're playing a national category 1, you're going for the gold ball, and it's easy to get yourself inserted in the way. And maybe not for everybody, but for me, what I've found is that when I get myself out of the way, when I get my ego out of it, when I actually tell myself, today I'm dedicating my efforts. And again, it could be just a practice session, or it could be the other end of the scale, which is you're playing for a gold ball. Is maybe it's best if you dedicate your efforts to someone else and continue to remind yourself throughout that practice session or that match as to what you're doing. And look, because we can't control the outcome. We can't control the outcome. But we can control, I think, the effort. And for me, it's better if I dedicate my effort. Today, I'm going to work my ass off for somebody else. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, guys, that's a message from me today. We're at 6 minutes and 53 seconds. So we'll keep this under 7 minutes. We'll keep this a little bit over 7 minutes, I should say. Hope that resonates with you. Would love to read and respond to your feedback down below in the comments area. Or you can shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Love to read what's on your mind and always make sure that I do get back to you. Promise to do that. Down in the description area, a reminder, 98.6, you can get a 15% discount off your first order with men's high-performance tennis clothing. I think you'll love this stuff. Again, great material, very reasonably priced, plus a 15% discount. And that discount code is Brent01. That's a capital B, lowercase RENT, and a 01. And once you're inside the shopping cart, make sure that you put that in there to get that 15% discount. Guys, that is it for me today. I'm looking forward to a big-time practice session today at 1 o'clock. I have already got who I've figured out who I'm dedicating my practice session to today, which is, I think sometimes in practice as well, where we're so intent in terms of making sure that we get something right that we get our ego in the way, right? And so today I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to me. I've already got that human that I'm dedicating my efforts to today. So guys, that's it. It's time for all of us. We got to get out there today, wherever you are. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I'll see you again next time.